Now, I'd like to bring in our next guest by phone. He's Dwayne Dog Chapman, better known as Dog the Bounty Hunter. Welcome, Dog. So right now, our country is dealing with the Defend the Police movement. What are your thoughts on this movement?
Well, I'm pro-cop, so I don't know if that would count. If you really want to know, I think there's usually a bad apple in every organization, starting with politics, religion. You know, some of the priests have, who would have known they would have been doing that. And, of course, there are some rogue cops, obviously, and there's some cops that don't do it right. But I think the majority, 41 years, I've worked side by side with them. In 41 years, all of them are not like that. But I think that we all, in all organizations or all families, we all know who the weirdo Uncle Tom is. And we sometimes don't tell on him because we all know he's a weirdo. And I think those days have to be over. I think that, if you tell on somebody, you're a snitch or a whistleblower, or you're actually hated more than the person you're telling on. And I think that has to stop. We need to... most of the cops know who these kind of cops are, and they need to either go up to them alone and say, if you don't change completely your attitude and what you're doing, we're telling. So I think in all organizations, we need to learn to get over the Whistleblower Act.
And I think I'd have to agree with you, Dog. I think everybody does know who the bad apples are in this situation, and we do need to do something to usher them out. And now switching gears to the topic of bail reform laws that I know you're very familiar with. Many states have ushered in what is known as a no bail system, supposedly to really help the community and to, decrease the crowding in jails because people can't afford bail. So what are your thoughts on this no bail system? And do you see any benefits, or what are the repercussions to the system?
Oh, thank you. So for 10 years, it's been going on about 10. I've been on the front lines in different states and legislatures and have facts. And, there's no such thing as true facts anymore, because even when you present them, the fake news, the media, most of them are all fake. So what a bail bond is for is that you got in trouble, you have to put up some money because you got in trouble, and you have to have a parent, friend, or someone co-sign for you. So co-sign means that they're going to help you get to court and help you make it, out of your problems because you got in trouble. Okay, so now, also the reason why bail bonds is there is years ago they let people go for free. No one showed back up to the court. The court, its staff, the district attorneys all get paid by the fines and costs when people don't show up. 70% of the dockets across the United States, a docket is the court list. 70% right now across the United States are not showing up for court. So let's just take it like this. The bail bond is only 10% of the amount. And right now, and for many years, you could finance it. If you get a ticket for speeding, let's say 90 miles an hour in a 55, and that ticket costs you $300. You do it again, the same area, the same cop gets you again. This time, it's $600. I guarantee you, every citizen in America, when you go through that cop zone, you're going down to 55. Why? Because the deterrent, they hit you in the pocketbook. So you burglarize a house or steal my car, it's going to cost you $5,000, $500, and someone watching you. Now, the reason there are recovery agents and or bounty hunters is because it costs $30 to $40 an hour to pay for a cop. It costs $100,000 to $200,000 every 4 hours to send out SWAT. My kids, the Dirty Dozen, and I cost the taxpayer 0.00 to apprehend, put in custody, any perp, 6-7 hours surrounding their house, whatever. So the police departments are going broke They done arrested the guy. They got to go back out after him. They're not even going after him. Because while the cops chasing Billy Bob, a little kid is assaulted at a school or grabbed by a sex offender. So, or a bank is being robbed. So the cop gets off the warrant guy and has to go do what's going on right then. It is the worst. What they said was the jails are too full. Oh, well, build more. Well, this is not working. Oh, you want to bet? Yes, it is. Bounty hunters brought in 86% of fugitives across America. I have got parents that have called me and said, Dog, whatever you do, don't get him out of jail. He needs 3 days to sober up and then another week to stay off of it. With this new system, within 24 hours, they're free. People are not calling the police anymore to report a guy across the street because that guy gets out and knows who did it. It is, I don't know, what it was for was the politicians, two things. Either the politicians thought they could get votes out of criminals, or the criminal has finally infiltrated the criminal justice system and is getting things to go their way. Bank robbers, New York, guy busts 2 banks down. Gets out of jail, they give him a free bond. He busts another bank that night. Now they can't find him. It is, who's running the country? Listen, this is like, we've got all these viruses, all this stuff going on. Wait till the virus, it just hit Texas Penitentiary. Wait till it starts hitting these jails and they let them in, they're infected, and they let them out. It is, some of the stuff, it's like, I just can't believe it. It's completely asinine. Hope I can say that.
It does seem very, very backwards, and I'm thankful that you kind of walked through how the bail system does work and its responsibility for that person. Because right now, what you're saying is in these no bail system states, there's nobody watching them, but they claim that people are tracking them. Are they being tracked to make sure that they come back to their dates?
That is nothing but, now, if you put an ankle bracelet on that costs you $300 a month, timed it till you cut it. You cut it off, they're gone. Now, guess what? 8 to 5, 8 to 4, they're working. You can call. What do you mean? You're going to call the court and say, listen, I just got in an argument with my wife. I want to hit her so bad. The court lady's going to go, what? You call a bondsman, they're going to go, listen, you settle down. We have DUI classes, but they're open Monday through Friday, the court. You don't get them on the weekend. When do most crimes happen? On the weekend. They don't monitor nothing. You got to know what you're doing. A bail bondsman has to know because he has to either been a criminal, knows criminal in his family. This is a whole other world. This is another tribe. You think a court clerk can do that? Never.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think people take for granted that this is just such an easy job and there's nothing to it, when we know that that is absolutely the opposite of what the reality is. So I want to thank you so much for your time today, Doug. I know that you're busy, so we really appreciate you coming on the show today.
Well, listen, I never have too much time for you. Thank you very much, Aloha.
Thank you, Doug. I appreciate it.